I believe we are streaming that.
How many people have registered?
99.
Oh,
And that's the limit. So
okay. And that's like when you sent that blast just a day before, 3 days back.
yeah, that's the best time to do it because people, when you send it earlier, people forget. And we've
Oh,
noticed that the closer you send it to the event, that people attend. So
well, probably I would love to catch up with you for a while just to figure out how the webinar works and what these tricks are.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna make you co-host, okay? So you can share your
Okay.
screen when you're. I'm about
Yeah.
to share the slides that I have.
It looks like it's pretty bright, sunny days outside.
I know it. Well, not where I am. It looks like it, but it's not.
Okay.
It's kind of cloudy.
Oh, in 2018, we were a sponsor of one of the sponsor of this GovCon,
Oh,
camp.
nice. So that's when you showed up
Yeah.
to attend. Let me see, it's 2:57. Why don't I see people coming in? That concerns me. Wait, let me check something else because I we use the same URL every month. Ah, okay, there we go. So how's the weather? Are you in India now?
Oh, yep.
So how's the
It's
weather?
it's nice. And at least this part of the day or night, it's really nice.
Yes, because it is. What time is it where you are?
It's 1:30 a.m.
Wow, wow.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a few minutes before we begin.
Yep.
We've got a small group so far, huh?
I know, but 99 people signed up.
They're
I'm like,
all going to join at the same time.
I hope not. Here they come. Okay, it is 3:01 and I am going to begin our webinar. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining and I will try to let people in as I talk. Welcome to February's webinar. It is Embracing the Future of Drupal with AI Innovations. So our speaker today is Niraj Kumar from Value Bound. So before I hand over the reins to Niraj, I want
Yep.
to kind of talk about Drupal for Gov and what we do. So we are a community of open source advocates, and we're interested in all things open source. So in addition to this webinar that we hold every third Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we also have a conference, a yearly conference. Last year it was held in November, Drupal GovCon. We do participate in the global training days, have training days, and we assist DrupalCon in organizing Gov Summit. If you're interested in speaking or you have any additional questions, please reach out to us at drupalforgov@gmail.com. We are also available on Slack and LinkedIn. And I have to give a special shout out to our sponsors, particularly our sponsor for this webinar this month. It is Evolving Web. We can't do this without our sponsors. And I kind of want to highlight an event they're having, Evolve Drupal in Atlanta Tech Village on April 12th. If you are in that area, please attend this event. There are also other events that are happening. I know on Friday, is it Friday? Yes. Florida Drupal Camp goes down. So if you're in that area, attend that. And we have additional camps that are happening in March in New Jersey, Nerd Camp and Mid Camp. GovCon happens in May, and we are looking for people to join the planning team for Gov Summit for DrupalCon. So if you have a topic you'd like to present, a demo, an interesting project that you've done and you want to share, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to work with you in planning Gov Summit for DrupalCon. Also, I mentioned earlier, we do educational half days, and we're always looking for different spaces to hold these events. So if you work for an organization or an agency that has the space and the audio visual, then reach out to us because we're interested. And if you miss a webinar, we always upload to YouTube. And currently right now, this one is live streaming on YouTube. So you can always go back and listen. And last, but definitely not least, I'm introducing our speaker, N Kumar. He's the founder of Value Bound. He has 10 years and 15 years of web development experience. And he's a solution provider for medium and large enterprise websites. And Value Bound actively contributes to the Drupal community and proudly maintains over 100 modules. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and hand it over to Niraj.
Thank you, Nika.
And also, if anybody has questions, please leave all your questions in the chat and we'll do our best to moderate us.
Let me share my screen. Just to... Are we able to see my screen?
I can see it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you, Nika, for your kind introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome you all for our session on embracing the future of Drupal with AI. And we're going to talk of some of the innovations, technologies, and trend for competitive digital experience. Today, we would cover some of the real-world impact of AI for different user groups, like marketers who's looking for timely insights, or consumers seeking quick and relevant content, or we talk about developers, which is like aiming for more efficiency in their workflows, and even content creators, like looking to enhance their creative process. For that, about me, my name is N Kumar. I am founder CEO of ValueBound. I live in other part of the world, in Bangalore, India, with my life partner for 15 years, Pooja, and 10-year-old kid, Aryan. And this photo, which you see, is in the beautiful background of a lake in Sikkim, a state in India, which is also known as part of Seven Sisters. Neka has mentioned, yes, we've been working on Drupal for more than 10 years, pretty much from the late Drupal 6 days. And overall, we have 15 plus years of experience in web development. Interesting thing, before that, I was a practicing architecture where I used to be designing retail spaces for almost 5-6 years. And actually from here, I have learned, I would say, developing customer-centric solution is of utmost importance. And at ValueBound, we've been working with medium and large enterprise in the likes of VMware, Nasdaq, Parker Hannifin, Airmeet, Mindtickle. Even in ValueBound, I've been encouraging our teams in using AI tools extensively. And we have improved overall efficiency by more than 30% in certain projects, which we are expecting to make this like 50%, in next probably couple of quarters. Today, I am excited to share some of these insights with you. As we delve into our topic, I would like to consider what is current digital landscape looks like. Where in a world where tech is actually evolving at a rapid pace, AI is becoming a game changer. It's actually reshaping how we approach web development, content management, user experience, and then for our community, at the heart of this transformation is Drupal, right? Like a platform which is known for its robustness and flexibility. And today we are going to explore how AI is not just a buzzword, but also a practical tool that brings a new dimension to Drupal, which is like enhancing everything from backend development to user engagement. But before we dive in, I would like you to think about like what are our current experiences and expectations regarding AI in Drupal. Whether you are a developer, a content creator, or a marketer, how do you see AI influencing your work? I would suggest like keep these thoughts in mind as we progress. And I encourage you to note down any questions or insights for our Q&A session at the end. And let's explore how AI is impacting us in Drupal community and especially in the digital experience landscape. Now, for 20 plus years, Drupal been cornerstone in the world of content management, right? I won't call the advent of AI itself has brought the shift, as AI been in the use for a fairly long time. But it is because of democratization of AI by ChatGPT, we are seeing a significant shift in how a Drupal CMS as an application is being evaluated by technology leaders and how Drupal is serving their users. And when we say that this is being evaluated, I've been seeing it like with a lot of our prospects, existing clients, we've been talking about that, okay, we have a Drupal 7, 8, and it's been there for 20 years. What is the future? It's like in the tech space, basically they plan out for having a their tech space, which mostly are, I would say, can serve for next 5 to 10 years. And when they say that they would like to work on something for next 5 to 10 years, they I hear a lot of times concern that how it's gonna do that by a CMS which is almost 20+ year old, right? Now, these are coming in the discussions. That's I mentioned that yes, we've been being constantly evaluated as a platform, how it can serve them. Now, let's say talk about just the personalization, this concept been there for Drupal for a while, right? Like initially personalization was about user selected preference, like even the language change be based on geotags, right? This was simple, but not very, very dynamic. But today, AI brings a new level of sophistication to this, like by analyzing user content consumption patterns, AI-driven personalization in Drupal actually offering experience that truly resonates with individual users. And the best part is this is affordable now. As I mentioned that the chat GPT is itself is not change that entire ecosystem in terms of bringing the AI, but it's more of it has democratized. Now it is available in the realm of everyday users. Similarly, we have like chatbots, right? They've been again here around for more than a decade, but their early versions were quite limited, trained on narrow data sets. But now with advent of transformer architecture and newer GPT models, which can be trained on very, very specific use cases and specific data sets, chatbots are more advanced. And they're not just responding to queries, but they are actually engaging in conversations that closely mimic human interactions. For developers, it means more efficient coding and problem-solving skills with tools like GitHub Copilot. And then when you talk about these advancements are just few examples of how AI is changing the Drupal ecosystem. And it's not merely an addition of new features, like it's a fundamental enhancement to Drupal's core ecosystem, from enriching the user experience to providing powerful tools for developers and content creators, right? And then as we continue, we will explore these topics more, where we'll talk about impact AI is having on Drupal and associated stakeholders. First, I would say let's explore how AI is changing the marketer who are using Drupal CMS. So far, our marketers been using analytics tool like Google Analytics, Omniture, where we were able to get the data like page view, popular content, bounce rate, conversion rate. But now we are talking about understanding the nuances of user behavior, their preference, and how they engage with the content. With AI-powered tool, we can see that what content is effective, where users are most engaged on our sites. And it's about gaining deeper understanding of users' behavior to make better marketing decisions. Now, you don't have to fall back to another team member who gives you the data set and you have to bring the insights. You can directly on your own figure out, okay, what's working, what's not working right now, what kind of content is getting more engagement, what is the current trend, and that's you can get in the real time. When you say real time, it's not like just the data, but the insights. Now, similarly, tools like ChatGPT and Gemini are becoming go-to source for new generation of users. And then this means users are relying less on Google and Bing. I'm sure you must have experienced how kids are using ChatGPT. I've seen my 10-year-old kid taking help of ChatGPT for his assignments instead of Google. This means content on your site should be appealing to both search engines and large language models like ChatGPT and Bard, right? And as the digital world moves fast, staying competitive requires agility, right? Now, with AI-driven data, marketers can actually adapt their strategies in real time instead of being dependent on other team members for generating the insights. And this could be also like tweaking the campaigns, refining content, changing engagement tactics based on predictive insights. I'm not sure if you have seen even the MailChimp now have started offering predictive insights. And then these tools gives us the flexibility and knowledge to keep pace with current market trend and the audience needs. Now, let's focus on the role of AI tools in Drupal development for Drupal developers, how it is affecting our day-to-day life. Now, today, tools like GitHub Copilot and Llama are practical tools, which is being integrated into development workflow these days. But what does this really mean for Drupal developer? In the context of Drupal, GitHub Copilots are able to actually suggest code snippets based on the context or assist in debugging by offering alternative coding approaches. Similarly, Llama actually helps you to navigate through complex code bases, making it easier to manage large projects. Even at ValueBond, we've been using Copilot extensively to improve efficiency of project delivery, even in case of legacy codes. We've been working with enterprise where these codes have been written sometimes even 7 years to 8 years before. And then these tools are becoming invaluable tools for day-to-day tasks. Effectively, it's been in the scenario where sometimes Copilot server goes down for an hour or two. Our developers prefer to take a break during those time. They don't want to work on a coding if Copilot is down. However, it's important to balance the excitement around these tools with realistic understanding of their capabilities too. In complex Drupal projects, these AI tools serves more as a companion, which is not actually replacement for developer expertise. They enhance the development process, but do not negate the need for in-depth problem solving or critical thinking that an experienced developers brings to the table. Sad to say, but Copilot it's kind of increasing the divide between the knowledge of experienced developers and the newbies who's just started working on Drupal, because an experienced developers can do their codes like probably 2x of their efficiency, and they say that, oh, we don't need actually any new person who just been learning on the code, right? Because now I can do that with Copilot on my own. I don't have to even go and explain, talk, right? They're able to do things much, much faster, right? But then this brings, how do you train the new team members, right? AI in managing an evolving code base, effectively the efficiency brought by AI tools is very, very noticeable in this space. They can help you to identify patterns in code, suggest optimizations, and then they learn your coding styles and suggest the code as per your styles, right? They can look into the entire code base, see that how you've been defining the variables, how you've been writing the codes. They mimic your styles. And then this results in significant reduction of time spent on routine tasks, allowing developers to focus on more complex and creative aspect of Drupal development. While AI tools like this GitHub Copilot and Llama Codebase introduces new efficiencies in Drupal development, understanding how to best utilize these tools within the development process, I would say, would be the key. Now, we spoke about ourselves as a developers and about marketers, but what about content writers? In reality, what we see in many of the enterprise CMS becomes really big projects for these companies. And one of the big reason because they put a lot of importance on creating an intuitive experience for content writers, right? Like we've been working with Clarivate for a fairly long time, and we've been migrating their platform from Kentico to Drupal. And effectively, the first version was like they want exactly the same interface how it was in Kentico in Drupal. They didn't want it to have any difference of how they experience the content creation by the researchers. Like they had the PhD folks who were writing that research papers for pharma industry. Because most of them are subject matter experts. They are not the CMS expert, right? Initially, there was a common notion that AI might replace human creativity, but in reality, we have learned, right? AI is here to augment our skill set and to add value to our creative process. And I see one of the most exciting applications of AI is in overcoming writer's block, right? Often, even the most experienced subject matters expert struggle to find the right words or ideas. AI is helping them to jumpstart this process by suggesting outlines, writing that, helping them with to translate their valuable research and experts' insights into accessible content. And this is very, very useful for researchers and specialists who have crucial knowledge, but a lot of times find it challenging to express it in writing. AI tools are suggesting titles or topics by analyzing current trend, keeping the content relevant and engaging. Imagine AI providing insights on what your audience is currently interested in, helping you create content that resonates with their preference. Very interesting scenario. Right now, we've been working at ValueBound. We're working with one of the largest carpet manufacturer in Indonesia, where their need is we analyze the current trending carpet design pattern, which is available in the public domain. This combined with design brief given by their client team, the tool should synthesize the design pattern, and these design patterns has to be used by designers to enhance it further, which matches the actual client expectations. Now, this is more like we are creating a co-pilot for carpet designers, which can reduce their time to come up with new pattern from 2 weeks to few days. In this case, we are using a mix of data scraping tools combined with LLM visual libraries to build this. when it comes to, coming back to our topic, and when it comes to SEO, AI capabilities are indispensable now. It can generate like SEO-friendly meta tags and descriptions, enhancing content visibility. And in terms of research, AI is real powerhouse. It can sift through a vast amount of data very quickly, pulling out relevant facts, figures, and sources, enriching content with well-rounded, accurate information. And we are not talking about just this chat GPT. We know that chat GPT provides you a lot of times content which is not necessarily relevant or the facts are right. We are talking about, you know, the LLM libraries which we built, or say a lot of times we are available in open source. They can help you to achieve this in real time and with real sources. And same way, we've been working with this, Claravit, where I was talking about. We built the first version was where we migrated from Kentico to Drupal. Now we built another custom applications within this Drupal ecosystem where we used Llama libraries to skim through tons of data which they have accumulated in the last 15 years, giving them a conversational insights, to research scholars while they are working on generating new reports. This process used to take days with limited accuracy because you have limitations how a one person can go through all the content. Even when you have the best search engine Google, it's not you can't communicate with the content itself. Now they are able to communicate, right? It's effectively has turned them like Superman. They are able to generate more insightful contents for consumers and at much faster pace. Now, again, I would say reiterate, these tools are improving the efficiency of an experienced person to many folds, but it is not going to substitute them. Ultimately, it's about, we talk about empowering creators with the means to turn knowledge into engaging and actionable insights. As we delve into AI integrations within the Drupal ecosystem, we are also facing unique challenges, specific to our community. What exactly we need to pay attention. When you talk about integrating AI, it's not just about adopting new tech stack. It's about more of fitting into Drupal's modular structure and existing workflow. And if you're using LLM in your Drupal applications, headless architecture is a boon for the team. Because the LLM conversations happens in the newer tech stack where you have all the Jamstack based applications. I find that one of the key challenge is training our developers itself, right? Like AI tools like GitHub Copilot brings immense potential, but they also requires new set of skills. There are so many LLMs right out there. It's like, in Drupal space, if you want to be a good developer, we have to know what is already available as a contributed modules before we jump into creating a custom module, right? And in LLM space, there are so many libraries out there for different use cases and trained for different domain. Like ChatGPT is just the tip of the iceberg. We have Llama for writing, T5 for translation, Whisper for speech recognition, C3PO for video summary, YOLO for object detections. There are like so many of them, right? Like it's if you want to build something, you must have to figure out what is already available. It's crucial to balance, Drupal's established standards and practices with these new AI methodologies. this blend of, I would say, traditional and new approach is essential for smooth transition of to AI implementation in Drupal projects. Now, if we see the perspective of content creators back, we know that like Drupal is evolving to be more user-friendly for this group from last couple of years. We've been very, very focused initiatives to address the needs of this group. But now content creators have to adapt to using AI tools for tasks like research, which is like beyond traditional methods of relying on Google and generating meta information suitable for these platforms like Gemini and chatbot, right? Like initially you have a layer. If you have to do something, you research and you create, right? Now you do research, then get the insights from ChatGPT and Gemini or their inbuilt tools within the corporate environment, and then write. And then you revalidate this again multiple times, right? So there are like more layers has been added to, which they have to learn. And this represents a significant shift in how content is being conceptualized and being created right now. Lastly, I want to talk about ethical considerations and some of the best practices. As we integrate AI into the Drupal ecosystem, we must do it responsibly. This includes ensuring data security, especially when tools like Copilot access your codes. Imagine a hard-coded access key to your servers. And if you're asking for suggestions on the code and you are using an open access GPT models, right? Like ChatGPT or say Copilot is not reading your code. They get the intent of the code and then they suggest the solution. But when we start getting into the open source models available, so many of them, we cannot trust that, yes, what they are doing it, right? And then if you're having these, some of these codes added to this, and it's the same like in GitHub, you push the access key and your GitHub server has been hacked. You are up for all kind of troubles now, right? And I would say it's about more aligning AI integrations with Drupal-based applications, open source principles, and community ethos, so that we harness actually AI potential in way that's respectful and responsible. In my opinion, ongoing training for our developers and content managers is key to keeping up with these new technologies. Exposure of how GPT works. We have to know ChatGPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-Training Transformer, right? And then we have to know how Transformer works. Now, learn about how new LLMs available to help us out there. And this we are talking about at ValueBond. We've been facing these challenges every day. When you have a new team members, they good in Drupal, but most of the time they've not been yet have that kind of exposure what is available out there. This is actually, we see that the training them on these tools, training them, making them aware of these models available brings a different kind of thinking. Now, even if we consider for Drupal developers community, Copilot itself is coming up with new innovations every few months. Like just last quarter, they have released Workspace plugin, which enables Copilot to analyze the entire projects now. It would look into, let's say, if you've been working on the modules, you've been working on a project, it can analyze that entire code base, and now it can give you, ask questions if you're not able to understand, you're working on a legacy project, you can ask what this function does, how it connects with, from where we are getting the data, right? It becomes so easy now. So effectively, you're getting more contextualized help. Now, we have come to the almost end of my presentations, and I'd like to take a moment to reflect on what actually I've spoken about. We have explored the exciting intersections of AI and Drupal, where we delved into how AI is transforming various aspects of Drupal ecosystem, from enhancing marketing strategies and consumer experience to empowering developers and content creators. We have also touched some of the challenges and considerations in integrating AI with Drupal. And it's clear AI brings immense potential to Drupal, but it also requires us to be thoughtful about how we implement and utilize these technologies. I would encourage everyone here to continue this conversation within the Drupal community. Your experience and feedbacks are invaluable as we collectively embrace AI in our Drupal journey. Thank you. Would be happy to hear anything that you have for us to discuss. Should I stop sharing?
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions?
No, thank you. That was great. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Well, in that case, thank you all for joining me today. I hope this session has provided you with some insights and ideas which you can take back to your teams and the projects. Feel free to reach out with any further questions or thoughts you might have. I have my email IDs. Let's keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible, within the Drupal ecosystem with AI.
Thank you, everybody. And
Thank
see
you.
Thanks.